started.
Blitzman. Okay, well, let's try d4. And I get a queen's gambit. Slav defense. And he takes. Okay, I think I want to recover the pawn right away. I always forget whether e3 or e4 is good here. I think e4 is okay. Okay, he's just going to pin my knight and not try and defend his pawn, so that's all right. Let's see, is anything loose here? This is defended. It's okay. I guess I should just develop. The bishop can come back and break the pin if needed. And I have a slightly bigger center. And my bishop has easy development too. Let's get this bishop out to a good position. So I got all my pieces out. Maybe this is not yet under threat. I was thinking it might be interesting to play queen e2 and rook to d1, support the pawn that way, as long as I can get away with it. Get my rooks on the D and the C files. Didn't want to leave that pawn undefended too long, and then maybe push ahead with D5. Okay, so he's going to strike back against my bishop. Let's go this way, so I don't want to block the defense of the D pawn. And the E pawn here is still supported by the knight and the queen, and just attacked once. So even if he pushes my knight away. Okay, so I want to pin here, create a potential tactic. Knight takes b5 is threatened here. Okay, so he spotted that, or decided to move his queen anyway. Spotted it or not. Let's see, can I undermine the b pawn in any other way? I don't know. Let's ask this bishop what it's doing. It doesn't have a lot of squares here. It can't go back to f4 because of my e pawn. Can't go back to f5, rather. Okay, so he takes. Now this is, he's going to do the same thing to me. I'm going to keep my bishop. This is defended. So bishop to e3 is playable here. And now I can push on with d5 with tempo, unless he moves his queen again. It's good. Well, he's alert, so that's a good sign. Let's see. So do I want to play d5 anyway? Takes, knight takes, queen takes, rook takes. So I have enough force to push. And if he tries to take back with a piece, I win a piece. So he might just push his pawn forward. He took. Okay. So this is just going to open things up here. His queen is loose, so if I can, yeah, there's this knight check here. Taking on f6 with check. It's an interesting idea. But he can solve that. He takes, I take, he takes with the knight. He plays that move first. That's interesting. Hitting my knight. Now I can take and hit his knight. And threaten his queen at the same time. So if I take here, he'll probably exchange queens. I can throw in pawn takes check, then take the queen, but that loses the knight, so I have to take back. I don't like that so much. So there's some good move with the knight. Maybe knight here. So now I can take this knight, and then I'll have 3 pieces, and I can recapture the pawn here. 3 pieces attacking the pawn, I mean.
Check.
He's get his bishop. Oh, he took with the knight to defend the pawn. I was going to say, if he takes with the bishop, it'll hit b2 here. Okay, so what have I got here? Anything? Maybe I'll leave the pawn there and play rook to, or threaten rook to c7 here. He can defend that with rook to d7, huh? Okay, so maybe take off the knight this way. Okay, the queen got out of the pin. Now if I take, once again he's going to hit the b pawn. Interesting. Okay, so bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. Yeah, I have to get rid of the knight if I want to win that pawn. And then he has his bishop pointing at my b pawn. So is there something else I can do here? Maybe shake things up a little bit. Well, rook c7 is still possible. And then, well, if he blocks with his rook, at least I will get my I'll get my pawn back. I'll trade and get my pawn back. Yeah, not very inspired, but I didn't have anything else. Okay, so now I should take with the bishop here, I guess. So he has to move the queen, and then let's see, I can play pawn to b3, if nothing else. Not too inspiring, but at least the pawn won't be a target for his bishop. So he's going in here. He can go to c8. Yeah, I can cover c1. I can cover c1 with my bishop. Maybe play rook to a4. Try and get active. Okay, he's hitting my queen. And let's see, I need to stay in touch with the rook, so let's do that. The bishop is loose now. But the bishop can drop back to e3 here. Okay, now that's interesting. He put his bishop on f6, leaving this pawn undefended here. So let's hit that pawn, see if he wants to defend it. And I'm still guarding this diagonal. Okay, it's going to make me move the bishop. I guess bishop e3. I want to keep control of c1 and also not allow someone to come into e1. Keep the back rank covered because he can get on this dark square diagonal. It's a bit dangerous. Then my king will be trapped. And also there's ideas if the bishop went back here to support Okay, so he decided to defend the pawn that way. Now I've got a check here myself. There's also bishop how about queen here? Maybe bishop here. Well, bishop here. I'm thinking bishop d2 hits the rook, but then he can just pin my bishop. There's no... Yeah, I don't see a tempo on his queen. Okay, so maybe queen to this square. What I'm thinking is supporting rook to b7 now. Hitting his queen and threatening to take the a7
check.
Pawn. He gets the check, yeah. I'm covering this square.
Check.
I thought I was covering that square. Aren't I covering that square? Is there a trick here?
Black resigns.
Aha, no trick. Okay, well, interesting game. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.